Hi guys, in this video what I would like to do is I would like to set up a virtual private cloud in this Tokyo region on AWS. So the basic idea is that in this region, in this virtual private cloud, I will have two different subnets, public and private. So in the public subnets there will be two instances, Bastion and Web, which can be accessed from the internet. However, in the public subnet, there will be a database instance, which can only be accessed from the instances in the public subnet. So with that being said, let's just set up this virtual private cloud, and then let's just get on to it. So the first thing first, I have to log into this AWS console, and then I have to navigate to VPC. So VPC will be under Network and Content Delivery. Select VPC, and I have to select the region. I have to go and select that Tokyo is the region I'm going to use, so it will be under Asia Pacific. So select Tokyo region. There will be a default VPC created, but I don't want to use that. So the first thing what I want to do is I want to create I will go to your VPCs on the left menu. Okay, there will be existing VPC. I don't want to use that. I will create a new VPC. Create VPC. I will just give it a name. I will just call it Tokyo VPC. Simple. Give it a CIDR block, IPv4 CIDR block. So that will be 10.0.0.0 with a range of with the mask of 16. And I don't have any IPv6. The rest I will leave it as default. Okay. So the next step that I will have to do is to create a subnet. So there will be existing subnets, but I will create a new subnet anyways. So there will be two subnets that I will have to create, private and public. So the first thing I have to select my VPC. Associated CIDR will show up. The first subnet will be public. Tokyo, I will just call it Tokyo public. How do you even spell it? Tyoky. Tokyo. Pronounce that Tokyo. Anyways, so subnet name is Tokyo subnet. Availability zone, I will just put in the first availability zone. IPv4 CIDR block for the first public subnet will be 0.1.0 and that will be /24. Select that, create subnet. I will do the same thing for the private subnet. Select the Tokyo VPC, Tokyo private availability zone 10.0. That'll be 2. I'll make it 2 and then /24. And the second subnet is created. Okay. And the third step is the internet gateway I want to create. So let's just go back to the subnet first just to give it a quick look. Okay, there are two subnets that I created. One is with the .1.0 CIDR block, and the second one is .2.0, so that's fine. The third step is internet gateways. On the left menu, under virtual private cloud, there will be internet gateway. Okay. The existing default one is already there, but I'll have to create a new internet gateway. Create internet gateway. Give it a name. So Tokyo, I call it Tokyo IG. So just create internet gateway. That will be instant. And the next step is create route table. Okay, so I'll create an internet gateway and I will have to go to edit the route table. Okay, So when you go to route table, you will see the Tokyo VPC. The route table associated with Tokyo VPC is already there. That's one. When you create when you create Tokyo VPC, there's an existing route gateway. So as you can see, the name is not tagged. I will just give it a name. This is Tokyo route table. Okay, just click that, and then I will just go and see edit subnet associations. Okay, so there will be two of those, and then this route table I want to link that with the public subnet. What did I call it? Tokyo subnet. That should be the public subnet. Let me just go and take a quick look. So 1.0, of course, that has to be Tokyo public. Save it. Never mind. Let's go back, and then I'll just edit subnet associations again, and I will link that with Tokyo public, and then save that. Okay, and the next thing is I want to edit the routes. I want to add a route. The destination I will put 0.0.0.0 and /0. The target is to internet gateway. This route from the public subnets, I want to route it to this internet gateway. Okay, so I will have to choose internet gateway there. When I choose that, oh, let me just take a quick look. Just give me a second. So when I go back to this internet gateway, as you can see, this Tokyo internet gateway, at the moment it is detached. What I have to do is select that, go to actions. I have to attach to VPC first, and then select Tokyo VPC. That's the step I missed to do. That's why it didn't show up. So now the Tokyo internet gateway is attached. I will go back to this route table, go to this Tokyo RT, and then edit routes. So I will add a new route, 0.0.0/0, and the target I will select internet gateway. They will show up Tokyo internet gateway, and then I'll save route. It will show up instantly. Close that. Alright, and the third step, I will have to create security groups. I will create security group for each of those instances. One for web, one for Bastion, and one for database. So let's start with web. So go to security groups. That will be under security on the left menu. Create new security group. I will just give it a name. I will start with the web server. So just call it Tokyo SG. Let's call it Tokyo Web SG. Description I'll copy the same just for now. Alright, and then Tokyo VPC. I will have to add the rule. So this is a web server. So the basic idea is I want the internet users, the users from the internet, to be able to access this HTTP. So the HTTP traffic has to be open. So start with HTTP. So that will be from anywhere. And then if they cannot access or something happens, they want to try to test ping, etc. So all ICMP, or just keep it open. Okay. And sometimes I want to access to this web server through internet. If I'm working from home, etc., I want to open RDP. So that I will put my IP address only. Oops, I didn't want to show up. But in the meantime, I just keep it as from anywhere. Right. So RDP, HTTP, ICMP, that's for the web traffic, and then create security group. It will be created instantly. Go back to security groups. The second security group that I want to create will be my Bastion host. So create a security group again. I'll call it Tokyo Bastion SG. Tokyo VPC, I will add the rule for the bastion host. What I want to do, I want to be able to ping to that. So that is from my IP only. I don't want to get it from anywhere. So just for this demonstration, I will leave it anywhere from IPv4. Okay. Let's say I want to SSH into this bastion host, also from my IP. But for now, I will just put it anywhere. Um, what else? I think that's about it. Um, okay, so I'll just delete this row and then I will create the new security group. And the third security group that I will create is for the database, which is in the private subnet. So this one will be slightly different. So I'll call it Tokyo DB. So Tokyo subnet. So with this one, what I will want is I want this web server to access to this database. I want the bastion host to access or RDP or SSH into this database. Okay, so what I will do is first of all, the traffic that I want to open is MySQL traffic. So that will be from a custom, okay, from the WebSG only. Okay, so the web server will want to access to this database server. That's the first rule. And the second rule, that will be SSH. I want to SSH from the bastion host. Bastion host. So the Tokyo bastion. And I want to RDP from Tokyo bastion also. I want to ICMP from Tokyo bastion and Tokyo web. That makes sense. Okay. I want to OICMP from Tokyo Web. Okay. The Tokyo Web, the Tokyo Bastion. Okay. So that is a rule that I want on this database private subnet instance. Okay. Create security group. That will be created instantly. Go back to security groups. I will give them names. Same name. Alright. So that's it. I have set up the first step with the VPC for Tokyo Virtual Private Cloud. Okay. So the next step, I will create the EC2 instances for the web server, bastion host, and the databases. And I'll set up a WordPress website, launch a WordPress website, um, link it with the domain name, etc. in the next video. Right? So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.